Hello and welcome to today's show, Errors in U.S. History. Today's topic is the Second Red Scare, which began after World War II in the late 1940s and lasted throughout the 50s. The 50s were also a time of conformity, but also the emergence of rock and roll. But one of the most prominent ideals that swept the nation was the fear of communism and McCarthyism. This overwhelming fear of communism became prominent during the beginning stages of the Cold War with the Soviet Union, a communist country. The United States feared a spread of communism and tried to contain communism throughout the Cold War, but that story is for another day. Please quiet down over there, Cheers for Fears. If you want to find the love of your life in a library, please go find another library. Okay, now back to our show. I also want to give you a little background on the American Communist Party. The American Communist Party, also known as the CPUSA, was initially established in 1919 and was based upon Karl Marx's condemnation of capitalism and how it exploited middle-class families. This party originally remained small and openly encouraged communist revolutions. It soon gained popularity when fascism was on the rise in the 1930s and actually worked with non-communists to stand as a so-called popular front against fascism and consisted of approximately 75,000 members. But this unity quickly ended in 1939 when German and Soviet leaders signed a non-aggression pact. And just like that, the American Communist Party deserted their fight against fascism. As time passed, the American Communist Party shrunk to below 10,000 in 1956. The American Communist Party was not big in the 40s and 50s, especially when people like Joe McCarthy, who I will talk about very soon, began calling out names of so-called communists. One famous trial during the Second Red Scare was with the Rosenbergs, a couple being persecuted for espionage. Ethel and Julius Rosenberg were accused of selling secrets to Russia about the United States' nuclear power and capabilities.
You about to buy a ring. She needs the finer things. Gucci designer frames.
Please keep it down over there, Ludacris. This is a library, a place to learn, not find your next girlfriend. Okay, now back to what I was saying. After a month of debating, the case was concluded with the Rosenbergs being sent to death row and executed. Many people believe that the Rosenbergs were only victims of the anti-communist hysteria in the United States, and even protested that the death sentence was a cruel and unusual punishment. Another important aspect of the Second Red Scare and McCarthyism was the formation of HUAC. The House Un-American Activities Committee was established in 1938 to investigate disloyal and renegade organizations of citizens that may be associated with communism. HUAC would pressure people to surrender names and any other information to help find and convict communists and also the communist sympathizers. One famous inquiry was the investigation of Alger Hiss, a former State Department official. This trial began in 1948 when Whittaker Chambers, an ex-communist and editor with Time magazine, testified before the committee and said that Hiss was a communist in the 30s and 40s, and also proclaimed that Hiss gave him top-secret documents. These documents were later deemed the Pumpkin Papers, because Chambers had hidden these documents in a pumpkin. The investigation came to a close when Alger Hiss was convicted of perjury, but some people argued that Hiss, along with the Rosenbergs, were only victims of the anti-communist frenzy that swept the nation. Now I also want to discuss McCarthyism, which was one of the most leading movements during the Second Red Scare. First off, Joseph McCarthy was a senator from Wisconsin who rose to power during this time of anti-communist hysteria in the 50s. He accused thousands of Americans of being communists and used ruthless methods to cast his web that became known as McCarthyism. He not only falsely accused, but he also manipulated the media. McCarthy even censured a famous heroic World War II general named George Marshall. Not only did Marshall serve as President Truman's Secretary of State, but he also helped to construct the Marshall Plan, which provided aid to Europe. McCarthy's accusation against Marshall angered liberals, Democrats, and also conservatives who admired Marshall. McCarthy definitely got on the bad side of many Americans. I will now show you a short clip that talks a little more about McCarthyism.
McCarthyism. All the nation, there's communism. All over the nation, there's communism. In the cities of the USA, in the state of Wisconsin, in the city, there was Joe McCarthy. He kept it frightening.
Now let me welcome everybody to McCarthyism, an idea that's on making accusations. McCarthyism hits you with something rash. Joe said communists were pieces of trash. Artists, musicians, lawyers being accused. A nation that was afraid of being consumed. And other nations that were red, plus the idea of espionage. The government convicted communists with their entourage. There was also his radical kneeling speech, where McCarthy had a list of 205 communists, but it was quite a reach. Now don't forget about the Army McCarthy hearings, which led to other TV shows disappearing. CBS, NBC, ABC, all showing the debates unfolding. McCarthy brought false evidence that he had been holding. It was a failure, so there was lots of scolding. Joe McCarthy and the US of A.
All the nation, there is communism. All over the nation, there's communism. In the cities of the USA, in the state of Wisconsin, in the city, there was Joe McCarthy. He kept it frightening. He kept it frightening.
Acquit the innocent. Acquit the innocent. Don't convict the innocuous. Acquit and don't convict. Acquit the innocent. Acquit the innocent. Don't convict the innocuous. Acquit and don't convict. Straight out of Hollywood, actors and actresses were accused. The denial of jobs and being refused. McCarthy accusing again and again. Actors like Danny Kaye and of course the Hollywood 10. Screenwriters and directors banned from the studios only because of being convicted of crime. Yeah, that's these right. 10 people who had their lives destroyed. HUAC came to town like an asteroid. The Hollywood 10 were soon blacklisted and unemployed. But there are so many others accused and refused. There was Helen Keller, a blind deaf lady, Langston Hughes, a radical poet, and Charlie Chaplin, a silent film actor with a distinct mustache. Now we can't forget about McCarthy's downfall. After endless charges with little proof, he hit a stone wall. His supporters lost zest, and Senator Ralph Flanders filleted Joe like a fish and served it on a platter. Then the Watkins Committee endorsed his fillet, cause the homies don't play.
All the nation, there's communism. All over the nation, there's communism. In the cities of the USA, in the state of Wisconsin, in the city, there was Joe McCarthy. He kept it frightening. He kept
Yo,
it
McCarthy,
frightening.
slow your roll. Acquit the innocent. Acquit the innocent. Don't convict the innocuous. Acquit and don't convict. Acquit the innocent. Acquit the innocent. Don't convict the innocuous. Acquit and don't convict. Acquit the innocent. And McCarthyism. Oh yeah, Joe McCarthy was a phony, falsely accusing and speaking baloney. Joseph McCarthy, caught up in the Red Scare craze. Communism, where you at? Yeah, McCarthy's up to no good. McCarthyism is fooling everyone. USA represent. Acquit y'all, don't convict. I can't see ya. Joe McCarthy with his false accusations, cause you and I know he was wrong. Yeah, that's right. McCarthyism.